Alrighty then. Okay, Lesley from TaG Cycling, and just putting together some workouts to help people in this challenging time of maybe being at home on a bike a little bit more than maybe you ever have before. And that's what this segment is about. It's funny, I was talking to one of my coaches actually, an old teammate. She's got works in a bike store, and she said, yeah, people are coming in and asking for indoor trainers, and we don't have any left. They're all gone. And I know we've had a lot of requests for our bikes. I think a few left, but basically, there are some new people to indoor training, is my point. And if you've ridden a lot, jumping into some of our TaG workouts, then you're probably fine. You understand the concepts, and yeah, you know what, it's kind of hard training. But if you're a little bit newer to it, and because of some extra confinement, you're just looking for something to maybe get you going, and then of course when this is all over, get outside and ride your bike, ride your bike, ride your bike. So, a little bit new. What do you want to do when you're on the trainer? Well, for sure, watching a good movie is always an option, but also getting some real benefit out of it is what we're trying to teach people about, no matter what level you're at. So if you're newer to this, and it's a little bit of a foreign entity, then here's some things we can work on. One thing, you may have gotten a trainer that has some sort of power measurement. You may be on something that has no power measurement, using your bike at home, and you just want something to turn the pedals. So first of all, let's try and just go through a little exercise where we're gonna get an idea of perceived effort. Perceived effort is not what someone else in the room is thinking or perceiving your effort is. It's actually what you're feeling in your body. And there are certain efforts that relate physiologically to zones, things like that. And we're just going to go through that a little bit. So starting out, very easy. If you were to think of a scale of 10, I want you to think of about 3 or 4 out of 10. All right? And while you're there, just try and follow my leg speed. I'm going to keep it a little bit on the lower side. Some people newer to biking haven't done a lot of turnover. So if I get cranked up, I'll try and get myself, have my tech person there, Tracy, giving me cues on my leg speed. I started out to be a big gear masher, so going back to that shouldn't be too hard. So 3 or 4 out of 10. And what does that mean? Well, you're really just getting a little bit of a warming feeling. You're probably not sweating that much, and you can talk completely comfortably while you're here. We're gonna bring up the gear and the effort while we're at the same cadence, just around, this is 88-ish, 90, actually 88 exactly, 90-ish RPM, or revolutions per minute. And that's how fast the pedals are going around. So while we're at this effort, we're gonna increase our gear, maybe just one gear, whatever you're on, a little bit harder, and we're gonna bring it up to what we think is 5 out of 10. Okay, now 5 out of 10 is where we're still fully aerobic. We have lots of oxygen to do our activity. We're holding the cadence at the same place. And while we're here too, let's just think, relax shoulders, relax base, soft elbows and hands, okay? That helps when you're not used to biking, especially to avoid getting a whole bunch of tightness in your back and your neck. So we're just gonna go with that, 5 out of 10. I can talk to whoever comes in the room. I can ask them to get me a coffee, whatever it is. I can drink coffee right now, but do make sure you're drinking. And if you have fans available, or try and find a fan, open windows, whatever it is, because there's really no point in trying to do Bikram's bike riding unless you're training for heat in particular. So we're gonna bring it up to 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10, another gear, a little increase, same cadence. This is where we're getting towards the top of our aerobic, fully aerobic zone. And we're still putting words together in a sentence, but this feels a little bit harder, okay? So holding it right here, nice and smooth and relaxed. We're gonna stay here for another 30 seconds, and then we'll just do one more lift. And we're gonna bring that up to feel what a little bit more of a training output is actually gonna feel like for us, okay? Smooth circles, nice and positive through the feet. Another 15 seconds, keeping relaxed. Change your position up on the handlebars, whatever kind of a bike you have, but change is always good. Keeps you feeling relaxed. Okay, same cadence, last little lift. 7 out of 10, one more gear. Now this is what we relate to starting to get out of our aerobic zone. And in the world of training, somewhere around this point is where we hit around our functional threshold, our power, and to be better at what we're doing, trying to be a little bit fitter, it's a useful place to be training around, of course, and we're gonna do a workout following this that is at this rate. So if you have a power meter, look at what that number is and try and relate that to this feeling, or relate that to this feeling. If you don't have a meter, you just close your eyes for a few seconds and feel what that feels like. Can you ride here for an hour? That would be a little bit of a guideline. Is it hard to talk? That's another guideline. You're starting to generate some lactic acid. That's what makes your legs hurt and want to stop. We're going to go for another 10, just like this. Let's lock into this feeling. Another 5, 3, 2, and 1. Back off the gear. Easy, easy, and whatever a comfortable cadence is for you. So what we just felt there was kind of a progressive effort, perceived effort, and learning a little bit about what it's all doing in here and what we feel like when we're going a little bit harder, a little bit harder. So you can sit with a magazine or a movie on and just soft pedal. It's moving blood around, it's giving you something to do. But if you want to try and get some benefit and training benefit, you're going to want to be going a little bit harder and exploring these ranges. So we're going to do 2 little sets of effort. And we're going to use that number that we just hit at the top. We're going to do that in a couple of different cadences. So we're going to start at an 80 cadence. So I'll bring mine down to 80, and whether you follow the rhythm, the leg speed that I'm going at, or you have a cadence meter, or you just know what 80 RPM is. The other thing you can do is count every 15 seconds. And if you count to 20 with one leg, 1, 2, 3, then you're going to be at an 80 cadence. 20 revolutions for 15 seconds. All kinds of ways to do it without any exciting equipment. Okay, so 80 cadence. Let's bring that gear up now to where you were at the 7 out of 10. We have playlists on Spotify. We have some public playlists. If you don't have your own music, by all means jump onto one of our public playlists and go with something. I try and bring in a bunch of genres so you'll be able to find something you like. Okay? Nice and smooth in the circles. In 10 seconds, I want you to be there. 80 cadence, which is where I'm at. 7 out of 10, a little bit more. And let's lock it in now for 2 minutes. We're just gonna feel what this feels like. Gives you an idea of a set you can work on, holding that cadence, okay? So just lock it in, core nice and strong, everything relaxed, right? Listen to your music, get into the rhythm. The one thing that you'll learn is at a given cadence, if you maintain that cadence, you're in a gear, try and get what the feeling of that pressure is, then nothing's gonna change in your power output or your effort really as you stay there. Okay, 10 seconds, and we've done a minute like this. We're gonna do 2. Gonna stay right here at 80 cadence. I'm gonna give you little cues to count down. One of the things that I find really useful, always have, is just giving myself small manageable goals. And if that's 15 seconds at a time, when you feel like you're pushing, or if it's 30 seconds at a time, break it down. When you're out doing some of this on a trail or on a road, then quite often picking points, and then as you pass the point, give yourself a little pat on the back, maybe on a climb. First time you do Cypress, if you're in Vancouver, or your local climb, and just give yourself a pat on the back as you keep achieving a little bit more. Okay, we are going to add a little bit of gear. See what that feels like. Hold this cadence. We're going to try and bring it up 1 gear. So we're over that 7 out of 10. In 2, 1, bring in some gear. Hold on to the cadence. As long as you don't drop the cadence, you're going to be giving it a little bit more power. The power is a little bit more speed on the bike. Okay? Anytime you add a gear and maintain the cadence, you're going to be going a little bit, anytime you maintain the gear and the cadence, it's going to be the same speed on the bike. You increase either, and you're going to be going a little bit faster while one's constant. 30 seconds, hold on to it. You're at that 80 cadence, right? Another 20 seconds. Right here, we bumped it up a little bit to where you thought you were 7 out of 10. So now it is a real little push over that hour power that you have at 7 out of 10. In 3, 2, 1, back to your 7 out of 10, lowering the gear a little bit, 80 cadence. Recover, recover. You're recovering at that 7 out of 10. So it's not like full recovery right away. We're going to do another thing, staying in this gear. We're going to increase the cadence this time. So you're going to see what that does to your effort. All right, in 30 seconds, you're going to increase the cadence. I want you to bring it up, first of all, to 85 RPM. From your 80, oops, I'm already there. Back it up a little bit. So from 80 cadence, I'm going to bring it up to 85 for a minute, and then up to 90 for a minute. First minute coming up. 85 cadence. Just winding it up. That's only like a pedal stroke every 15 seconds. And up. Bring it up. 85. Good. So you were at your 7 out of 10. This again is going to be bringing you over that. Hey, a little bit of a challenge. Playing around with ways to get yourself a little bit of development, physiological training, pushing yourself. Some people don't know how hard they need to go, what they need to do to give a little bit of a challenge. Another 15 seconds, just like this. And then we're going to top it up a little bit more. Okay? Bring it up to 90 RPM. So from that 85, in 3 seconds, in 2, and 1, another 5 RPM. 90 cadence. Okay? Push into the pedals. Don't try and do it all at once. Wind it up. Feel the effort's going to come up. Now you're over that 7 out of 10 by quite a bit. Might start feeling like 8 out of 10. I'm going to try and hold that. Another 30 seconds. Right there. Good. 90 RPM. I was getting a little excited again. All right, going into our last 15. Good. Just about 10. And 5, 3, 2, and back it back down to 85. 85 RPM. Another little bit. Bring it back down. And right there. Best part of a minute again. Hold it. Good. Relax. Breathe. Hold on to that rhythm. 85 RPM for 30 more seconds. Good. 20. Starting to feel it's a little bit hard. Okay. We're going to be back at our 7 out of 10 in 1 more minute and 10 seconds. So hold it right here, and then we'll do another drop. All right, drop to that 80 cadence. 80. And you'll see that's where we started. Okay, 80 cadence. Getting back to that 70 RPM, sorry, that 7 out of 10. Bringing it down. Last little bit. Hold on to it now. 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds. Good. Last 20 coming up. Come on. Push, push. We can go back to easy peasy. Coming up in a second. 80 cadence. Last 10. Last 5. 3, 2, and 1. Back your gears off and just whatever you're comfortable in turnover. Okay? Good. Okay, get the idea of how to work a little bit. Do a little bit of an interval session. We're going to do one more thing. Okay, so easy cadence, feeling relaxed. The next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to increase the cadence, but we're going to decrease the gear a little bit. So that what you're doing is you're maintaining that 7 out of 10, but you're doing it at different cadences. I'm practicing getting a little bit more efficient at some of the higher cadences. So I'm at 90 right now. I'm going to drop it down again in just under a minute's time. I'm going to drop it down again to 80 cadence. And as you get a little bit more experience, an 80 cadence might be a crisp climbing cadence because you'll probably naturally fall into being a little bit more efficient between 90 and 100. So we're going to drop down to that 30 seconds. I want you to have a drink of water. This is one of those things too. Just learning to keep turning the pedals, grab your bottle. When you get out on your bike, it'll become just easy. You don't even have to think about it. Taking a drink. And now we're going to start to bring the gear up again to that 7 out of 10. We're going to do another little ramp, about 7 minutes long. And so right now, at that 80 cadence, bring the gear in. So you're at that 7 out of 10 feeling again. Or if you have a power meter, you saw a number that we thought was around your 7 out of 10. So we're going to try and hit that again. 80 cadence. You're at your 70%. And we're going to stay right here for 2 minutes, best part of 2 minutes. Meaning we have 90 seconds to go. Relax the shoulders, get into a rhythm. Hold on to that number. Good, and count it off in little pieces like we were saying before. If you're not used to doing this, give yourself a little goal. If it's counting, you want to count pedal strokes, like I was saying, it's 20 every 15 seconds when you're at 80 cadence. Or if you want to count time or pay attention to time, if you got some good songs on, using a Spotify list or your own music, maybe go by songs. A lot of songs are around 3 or 4 minutes. Halfway through one is halfway through an effort. 45 seconds to go. In 45 seconds, what we're going to do, I'm going to give you another cue with 30 to go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change the cadence, but we're going to back off the gear. So we stay at the same wattage. In 30 seconds, we're still just trying to keep it that 7 out of 10 feeling. Getting ready to increase the cadence and then back it off a little bit in the gear so that we hold on to that 7 out of 10. This is our 3rd and 4th minute, second half of a song maybe. Gonna wind it up in less than 10 seconds now. In 3, 2, 1. Let's bring it up to 85 to 90 RPM. First little thing like we did in the first set will be an increase in effort. And then I want you to bring the gear back just a little bit so you feel like you're at 7 out of 10 again. 85 to 90 cadence. Tracy's getting tired. Okay, 90 seconds to go. You got a 30 coming up. 85 to 90 cadence. Slow it down, Lesley. Good. Gonna hold on to it for another minute. Lock into that rhythm. Gonna do one more after this, and then one little push at the end. Good, just keep it pegged. Keep it pegged. Another reminder, relax. Got one more minute like this. One more minute. If you're not particularly comfortable getting up close to 90 cadence, this is where it'll feel like a bit of a challenge. Okay? Just about 30 seconds to go. Have a drink. Last 30 seconds. Okay? 3 minutes total. Okay? So we're gonna be getting up to that 90 cadence, 90 to 95 in our next lift. Adjusting the gear again. Ten seconds. All right, getting ready to wind up the cadence. In 5, 3, 2, 1. 90 to 95. Up, up. Settle in there. Once you're feeling like you have that new cadence, if you're following my legs, once you feel like you got the same rhythm as me, we're gonna back the gear off a little bit. So we're back at 7 out of 10 feeling. Good. Maybe adjust your hand position, get more comfortable. 90 more seconds like this. Come on. Get a good song on. A little bit higher rhythm maybe. Something that gets you fired up. Hold it right here. Good. We got 60 seconds left. And then we're gonna do one last lift. Try and bring it up to 100 cadence. Just to feel what that feels like. Normal, optimal range when you've been riding a long time. But a little bit hard to do just at the beginning before you get comfortable with it. Hold on to this 95. Relax again. Breathe. Just keep that rhythm. Circles going around. 30 seconds to go. And now one last push. Good job, riders. Stay with it now. Stay with it. Give a little effort. We're gonna start squeezing it up. And this time, you need to back off the gear. If you don't, you can finish off strong. We're just gonna do 1 minute, and we're coming up to that in just over 10 seconds, sorry, 5 seconds, okay? Stay with me now from 95-ish to 100 cadence, up, up. And it should put you over your 7 out of 10. You wanna back off the gear a little bit, do so, or just finish off strong for this last 45 seconds, okay? 100-ish cadence, good. Follow my leg speed. 30 seconds, just about. Good, this is your last bit. Come on, stay with it. Good little interval set here. You got it done. Hold on, last 15 seconds. Squeeze it out. And push for the finish line. A little bit more if you can. Almost at 5. Come on. In 3, 2, and 1. Across the finish line. Good job. Okay. Whew. Good. Recover. Recover. Let your legs turn around whatever speed they're comfortable. Have a little drink. And if you still got some movie to watch or some music to listen to, stay with it. Remember, you want to be well-rounded and do some other good core training. That's going to help you a lot on the bike if your intention is to keep riding your bike. Strength training. Join into that push-up challenge, of course. And of course you saw, started with the push-up challenge, 10 push-ups. Throw it to your buddies. Now, of course, someone's got the pull-ups in there. Knew that was going to happen. But whatever it is you do, just take some time for yourself. Take some time to get a little stronger, a little fitter, a little bit. Always going to feel better about everything if you stick to a little bit of a routine. So thanks for joining me. And now you're all ready for a big hard tag session. But I'll do a few more of these, easing into it a little bit more. But for now, that's a wrap.